In attacking, we shot a lot of jump shots, but you know, they wanted more. We had a lot of mistakes down the end of the game, mental mistakes on both ends of the floor. You know, we fouled a lot in that fourth quarter, put them to the line. Really in the second half, you know, they made shots and you know, got some stops. So you know, we gave that one away.
Big discrepancy too, just in offense in the first half, and in the second, I think you're in the 60s, and then in the 40s in the second half. What did you see offensively in that second half, AD?
I said we missed shots. We were rushing a lot of shots. We had some good looks wide open. I mean, Kuz had one, KCP had one at the end. Just missed them. I think they were a little bit rushed, but you know, we all had shots. Like I said, we wasn't. I don't think we were too aggressive. You know, especially being in the penalty with 8 minutes left. You know, that's the time where we got to be ultra aggressive to get to the line.
Defensively, what was working for you guys at the start, and how were the Clippers able to respond, do you think?
We were talking, we were communicating. You know, we were in all-out coverages, and you know, towards the end, we messed up on some coverages, and they made us pay. You know, like I said, we were fouling, wasn't being solid, and you know, they get to the line, you know, early in the third, and was able to, you know, cut that lead. So it kind of gets away from how we play, which is fast. You know, anytime they're in the line, it, you know, kind of slows the game down. So we weren't able to get out and run like we did in the first half. And like I said, they came out in that second quarter. I mean, that second half, and was aggressive getting to the line, Paul George especially, and was able to cut that lead down.
Anthony, it was the same result as opening night, but are there any ways where you felt like your guys' overall impact or effectiveness against them has developed since opening night?
Yeah, I mean, we did some good things, but you know, like I said, we gave that one away. You know, we had the game. We were in control of the entire game. You know, even though we let them get back in it, you know, we were still, you know, leading. I think about 7 with about 6 minutes to go. That's a game that you got to close out. So, like I said, we gave that one away. You know, they made some big plays. We had some miscommunication on defense where, you know, Kawhi, you know, got a couple threes. You know, we didn't, you know, box out a couple plays, and they were able to get the rebounds and make us pay for it. So we got to do a better job in those areas.
In a game that you guys are up by 15 in that third quarter, and then by the end of the third, start of the fourth, it's tied. What happened in that stretch?
Turnovers. Like I said, they got to the line. The game was definitely slowed down. He wasn't able to play with pace because they was able to get to the line. So we got to do a better job of, you know, not fouling and, you know, being able to keep our pace high. And, you know, going to the fourth, you know, a tie game, and we still had the lead, you know, late down the stretch, and we got to be able to close those games out.
Last 2 questions.
You had a couple possessions where you matched up with Kawhi. How do you feel like you did defensively against him in those?
I feel like I did fine. I mean, it was a couple of possessions where, you know, we had a couple of miscommunication on my end, and he was able to get a 3 over Dwight, and then, you know, got to be a step into him a little bit more, and he got a rise up 3 in the first quarter. But for the most part, you know, I was able to try to force him to his left, not let him get right, you know, for his, you know, 1 dribble, 2 dribble pull up. But, you know, it's a team defense, not one-on-one. You know, I think our entire team, you know, did a good job for the most part, but we, you know, once again fouling, and, you know, offensive rebounds kind of killed us. And, you know, he had a couple rise-up threes in front of our defenders. And, you know, that's the one thing that we don't want to do, you know, when we're on the island with a player like that, is give him, you know, rise-up threes or let him get middle. And, you know, we kind of struggled in that department tonight.
This is now 4 straight losses. How do you prevent? You've obviously played some really good teams during that stretch. How do you prevent that from becoming something that gets into your heads? And
I think we got back to our defensive, you know, intensity tonight. You know, which we were struggling in the other 3 losses that we had. We wasn't playing any defense, and I think we got back to it tonight. I said we just some plays offensively where, you know, we came down here 3 turnovers in a row late game, which we can't have. So we need to get shots at the rim. But, you know, we get those possessions back, and, you know, no telling what the game is. So, you know, we got to be able to execute down the stretch. But the one thing I do like that we got back to our tenacity on defense, and that's going to help us win a lot of games.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks.
You have to be moving. I just like a little bit more motion than with LeBron. I definitely want him to take the shot, but the way he gets it, I don't think players are looking to move because
Yeah.
they think he's going to take it. And that's a bad habit, I think.
And again, the 45 threes, we just saw it there, the Lakers draining only 12 of them. That's not enough makes and a lot of takes. And to me, that's probably the story of that game. The Lakers might have fallen in love with that three a little too much.
Yeah.
It was working for them in the first half, but not so much in that second half.
And LeBron was 2 of 12.
Yeah, from behind the arc.
Behind the
I
arc.
mean, he struggled from deep.
Let's head back to Staples Center. Lakers head coach Frank Vogel is speaking with Mike Trudell in the media.
Hey, Frank, it was 63 points in the first half, 43 in the second. What did you see offensively in that second half, and what was the difference down the stretch?
Well, we fouled them every time down. So when you're taking the ball out of the net on a free throw, it really breaks your offensive rhythm. And, that's where it started. And then, we just had some, a lot of possessions, especially in the fourth quarter, we didn't execute well enough.
Frank in the back, how did you decide, which 5 guys you wanted to close with tonight, and did you feel like you got what you wanted from that lineup down the stretch?
Well, we didn't get enough from any lineup down the stretch because we didn't win, but the same way I always do. We have our guys that we typically going to close the game with, and if we have a need for ball handling, an extra ball handler out there, we put Rondo in there. Kuz had been playing well, so we decided to play Kuz, and we typically go small late.
Frank, what was your vantage point on the ball with like 3.5 seconds left that LeBron lost out of bounds? They ended up reversing the call.
It's the replay center. It's completely out of our control. It looked like it was off Pat Bev, but, I guess it wasn't.
Frank, on the possession that led to that play, you had timeouts, chose not to use them. Just how did those 15 seconds play out from your standpoint, and then what were your conversations with LeBron like after?
Yeah, a lot of times you get your best look, especially in a needed 3 situation where they're going to, put their 5 best defenders in and switch everything. A lot of times you get your best look, in those situations off a live miss, of a live rebound. And, I trust the ball in LeBron James' hands late. We didn't make a play this time, but I'll do the same thing next time.
Frank, obviously the point total is noticeable with Kuzma, but what are you seeing from him the last couple games after he took those 5 games to rest?
Yeah, it looks fresh. He always plays hard, with great energy. And, this is the Kuz that we envisioned, throughout, all the summer and since I've been here. Somebody that can just fill it up, and he's working hard on the defensive end. He gives us a long body on that end that plays extremely hard and, changes the energy of the group. So, he was terrific tonight, and, it's good to see him get going, and he'll be a big part of what we do down the stretch, the rest of the season.
Why do you think the Lakers lost today?
Well, a lot of reasons. We put the Clippers to the free throw line far too much in the second half. Didn't get there ourselves. Went cold from the 3-point line in the second half. And didn't execute well enough down the stretch.